I wanted to also talk about maybe some golf in a little bit, but let's talk about a different sport that has some sticks that you're swinging around on the ground. Maybe a little more violent, though. That one's the NHL. That just began. I said we were going to talk about it. And Brett, Thursday we have some great games coming up. Specifically, the Islanders at the Hurricanes. Now, Carolina saw a lot of departures this year. They didn't necessarily bring in a ton of additions. I know it's always interesting to go play at Carolina. The fans have fun with it. The Hurricanes players encourage it a little bit. It's an interesting atmosphere, but the Islanders, underdogs, plus 110. I think it's going to be hard to score against this team. They got Sorkin and Varlamov both as their goalies. It's going to be hard to score against either of them, whoever's in the net. And I think this Islanders team is going to be a force to be reckoned with a little bit. I like them in this plus 110 early season underdog scenario.
Yeah, I will be backing the Islanders a lot as underdogs this year when those spots pop up, Higgins. They're, in my mind, one of the favorites to win the Stanley Cup this year. Probably put them up there with Tampa Bay, Colorado, maybe Vegas is in that conversation as well. But those are my four right up there. So I love this play. I'm staying off it strictly for the pillars. But I'm afraid that speaking how much I loved it, you probably already lost already.
Well, I appreciate you staying off of it for the sake of the pillars. I did find a second game, Brett, but since I may have taken your pick and that might be scratched as a loss already to our listeners, how about you give your pick that I wasn't even thinking of?
All right, no worries, Higgins. And anyone that's tailing you, I'm sorry for their loss too. But the Kraken are gonna play their second game of the season in Nashville. Kind of what you were describing in Carolina there, Higgins. Nashville, tough place to play. Rowdy fan base, pretty good team as well. Seattle is not a team I think is going to do particularly well this year. They did not necessarily take the Golden Knights route of, kind of taking these B plus players and putting them all on their roster. They kind of took some young guys, not as many veterans. They're hoping to develop in the long term. They didn't make as many aggressive trades for these quote unquote overpaid, B level players. And I think that's going to hurt them a little bit this year. I don't think they're a bad team. They obviously have, some talent. Mark Giordano, the goalie they got as well from Florida, who I'm drawing the blank on right now, but I know he was a great goalie last year. Dryden, yeah. And, I just think it's going to be a team that's taking their punches a little bit early in the season. They haven't played nearly as many games together as the Predators have played together. So Nashville minus 126 for their home opener, season opener. I kind of think that's a good number, Higgins. It's not too big where I'm like, oh, they're minus 150. I don't know if I want to lay that. Minus 125, I can eat that and be okay. So I'm just taking a shot here. I'm saying Seattle, they'll be okay this year. They'll be competitive in games. I wouldn't be looking to bet minus 1.5, but I don't know how many wins they'll be able to pull off, especially early in the season as we're getting started here.
Yeah, the fact that Seattle has to start their inaugural season with a 5-game road stretch, it's tough for morale. You would love to have that season opener in the brand new stadium with the brand new fans and everything like that. These guys haven't had that yet with this team. They haven't really seen a connection of the fans at a game yet necessarily. Maybe they did in Vegas for their season opener. But this is going to be Nashville's first game at home. They get to open at home, and I think the Predators are going to take advantage. I like the value that you found there. That game, that wasn't even being offered in Oregon when I was filling out the rundown, Brett. So good find by you over on the East Coast.
That's what we do, Higgins. We got a few books over here. You can search, you can do some things. We got to get you in a different state. Maybe move you to Arizona or Vegas or I don't know, any state with a few more sports books. We're moving you, Higgins.
But as we remember, once hockey season continues on a little later, Oregon gives me hockey lines days in advance, like 2, 3 days in advance. But I still have another pick for Thursday's hockey, and that's going to be the Maple Leafs traveling to face off against the Ottawa Senators. Now, the Maple Leafs, they opened at home on Wednesday night against the Montreal Canadiens, got a 2-1 win. I think they're going to go travel to Ottawa, who's not expected to be really good at all. Montreal, maybe they are. They also found out that they were going to be without Carey Price for quite a bit, though. So maybe that invigorated Montreal to play really well out the gate. I think the Toronto Maple Leafs, though, are going to be a really good team this year. Toronto, there's the curse there. I mean, the fans always seem to get disappointed. Maybe I'm going to jump on the bandwagon to get hurt with them, but I like this Toronto team. -1.5 at +135 value. I like that for a matchup that I think later on in the season we're going to see Ottawa not nearly get this favorable of puck line matchups at the books. So our Beginners Boulevard term is puck lines. Had to find a puck line that I like, and I think I'm going to take advantage of it. -1.5, but Toronto should be able to do it.
Yeah, I guess what kept me off this game, Higgins, is as we are speaking, the Leafs are playing the Canadians, and I think that game is going to take a lot of energy from both of these teams tonight.
It officially finished.
Oh, it's done.
It
Okay, great.
officially finished. Toronto won 2-1.
Toronto won 2-1. Yeah, I just kind of viewed it like that's a big game for both these teams. That's a true bad blood. We don't like the other guy. Faced them in the postseason a year ago, type of thing. And both of them having a back to back to open the season kind of scared me off a little bit, but I think you're 100% right, Higgins. I mean, if there's one team I'm betting between the Maple Leafs and the Senators, it certainly isn't Ottawa.
I mean, and the good thing is Toronto to Ottawa is a very short travel as well. I mean, it's a 4.5 hour drive. So I'm sure they could fly that in about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Super quick travels for them if they want to get there tonight or tomorrow. But Brett,